welcome Kelly Bires to Trackside Live.
Welcome aboard.
Hey, young man.
What's happening?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Did you bring us anything?
It's at the trailer. We just got done cooking it using some Ragu sauce. Got some nice pasta back there.
Well, we just want to make sure we get you broke in right so you understand that one of the prerequisites for coming on our show, you need to bring gifts, especially for the man Elliot down here.
You always want free stuff. You asked him right off the. I mean, I'm hungry too, but I didn't come out.
Yeah, but we got to get him broke in right.
Okay.
You know? Congratulations on your new deal. Are you excited about it?
I'm very excited. It's a great opportunity, opportunity of a lifetime, and to drive for Junior Motorsports and the association with Hendrick Motorsports. And it's a break I've been waiting for, and extremely excited about it. We got a little jump to it this weekend here in the 5 Ragu Chevrolet, and just seeing what I need. Everything drives a little bit different. Every team's got a little bit different package, and we're just searching around and see what I like, so we got a good idea going into 2010.
You talked about getting a jump start, but one thing that I have noticed, Kelly, you have been hanging out with this team week in and week out. You've been hanging on top of the truck with Tony Uri Sr., but what's kind of interesting this weekend, you actually have Tony Uri Jr. as your crew chief for this 5 car.
Yeah, they threw a curveball at me. It's good. About 2 months ago or so is when I started traveling with the team, and got all the newness out of it, got used to the guys, their protocols, their procedures, everything that goes with the team, and I wanted to have that all the way. So when I got into a car, it was literally push play, and we've got a chance to do that. And with Ragu coming on board this weekend, we got a chance to get in the race car and work with Tony Jr. Tony Jr. is a great guy, very smart, bright, great future in this sport, and has had a great run in it. And so we're just having a little fun this weekend and seeing what we need.
Kelly, I'm curious how this whole deal came together, because year before last, or last year rather, you ran 47 car. This year, just 13 races. So how did it all come together where Dale Earnhardt Jr. said, hey, we want you to drive our car?
Yeah, Jody and Tad DeSchichter, and along with Brad Doherty, gave me a great opportunity to get into the sport, to come into NASCAR, not having a checkbook, not having a sponsor, just off raw talent. And we had a good run with them. We had a lot of good runs in 2008, finished top 15 in points, or had more runs that we should have finished better than we did. The finishes don't really show, but had a great year, and we just didn't have a sponsor, just didn't have a sponsor this year. And that led into numerous opportunities with KHI. Kevin Delane Harvick gave me an opportunity to get in their car 3 times, which I think led into where I'm at now. Gave me a chance to prove what I could do in first-class equipment, and we've only raced, I think, 4 or 5 times this year, so it's been not a lot of fun, but every time we got in a car, we ran pretty good, and now I'm just excited to go full-time again.
He was bringing up Dale Jr.'s name, and I know he's always very active and hands-on with his drivers. Have you sat down and talked to him, kind of picked his brain a little bit, especially with Daytona coming up in next year, and he's always so good on restrictor plates? I mean, what has that relationship been like so far with him? We
started that relationship, but I think this offseason is going to lead into a lot more time. Everyone's pretty busy during the season, as you know, and Dale's gave me a lot of good advice, and I think that obviously super speedway racing, he's about the best there is, and looking forward to just getting to Daytona and starting the year off right.
A lot more with Kelly Bires coming up here on Trackside. Elliot, when you dream, do you dream in speed?
Yes, always.
Thank you, Elliot.
And in color, as Darrell said.
Introducing the Ultra. That's right.
BW's coming back?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff.
We got a rip-roaring show. You know that?
Trained professionals.
We talked about, how this stuff kind of came about. Did you feel nervous today when you finally took that car out there and went out on the racetrack for the first time? Did it really kind of sink in that what you were getting ready to step back off into? Because you said, I've only ran like 4 races this year.
Yeah, and well, the biggest thing, the easiest way to explain it is you've run 4 races, so at the end of the race, you feel like, okay, now I'm back where I need to be. I feel like I know how to do this again. Everything, you got on pit road, you did your pit stops, you did everything right. And this year, unfortunately, been only able to run a race, and then you sit out 3 weeks or a month or 2 months, whatever it is. So every time you get in a car, you're like, do I remember how to do this? So feels great to be back in the car. We're pretty good. We're definitely working to make it better, but just happy to be here.
What would be a good day for you tomorrow?
Just a solid top 10 run, I think. Nothing. Got nothing to prove here. We just go out there, have a good, solid qualifying lap. We got to get in by time. So run a good smooth lap, and then in the race, just keep the fenders on it, run solid top 10. If we got a car to contend, then we'll do it. But you know, realistically, just go there and run solid and figure out what I need for next year.
You know, Hammond was talking about being nervous inside the car doing things. How about outside the car next year? Going to be kind of under the spotlight. I mean, driving for one of the biggest names in the sport. Are they trying to put a good support group around you? And just, I mean, everything you do next year is really going to be magnified. Has that kind of sunk into your brain yet?
Yeah, it's already started. You know, it's a good thing, though. I think getting out there, letting the fans know who I am, it's a big part. The fans are a big part of what we do here, as you know, and I'm just excited about it. I'm thrilled about it. I feel like I've been sitting on the sideline with my hand up, like Coach let me in, you know, the whole year this year, and so I'll be ready to go.
You know, Kelly, no matter where you go or what you do, first impression is the lasting impression. And the thing that I did notice is you made a pretty lasting impression in your Nationwide Series debut about mid-season 2007, JTG number 47 at Kentucky. You ended up finishing 7th right out of the box in that car.
Yeah, no testing. I've never, it was funny, we went there and they made a change, the driver change, and I was running the truck at the time, splitting a schedule with Mark Martin. And Mark was running 6 races. I was running 19 in the 21 truck for the Wood Brothers. So that was my original goals for the year. That's what we were going to do. And then when the opportunity came up to get in the Nationwide car there, and it led into going to Kentucky, and you know, never sat in one. That was the first time I've ever been in one.
Never even been in a Nationwide car.
Never even been in one. Didn't even know if the seat was where I needed it. I mean, I didn't know anything. And we just went there and approached it in a good way, and come out of there with a solid top 10 finish, and really jump-started my career.
Kelly, I mentioned you're a Wisconsin native. There's such a tremendous legacy of short track racing in Wisconsin. Kaukauna, Slinger, Madison, and then great racers. You know, Dick Trickle, the Sodders, Matt Kenseth. What was your background? What was your introduction into short track racing?
Well, I started at age 9 into go-karts, ran go-karts for I think all the way up till I was 15, and then got an Allison Legacy car, which is I guess it was the first thing I got in that was enclosed, and coilover
Which you
car.
won a championship.
Yep, won a championship. We actually ran a 5-state touring series in the Midwest, so we did the Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin deal, and went through and dominated that series. And then I got into a super late model, which is extremely competitive up there. And like you said, there's so many racetracks. There's the Dells, there's Kaukauna, there's La Crosse, there's Slinger, there's Madison. I mean, it's you can race up there every week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with the same car. I mean, as long as you kept it in one piece, if you wanted to and had the ability to travel, you were able to do that. And it really taught us to keep racers up there, to keep your car in one piece, to always keep working to make it better, because an opportunity like, or a car like I had racing up there was mediocre. It was never best of everything. And there were a lot of people were like that. There's a couple cars, there were a couple people that had the ability to build really good stuff, but everyone took what they had and they made the most of it. And I think it's helped me at this level transition into it a little bit better.
All right, more with Kelly Bires coming up Sunday on Speed with a championship on the line. Blimp high above the Homestead Miami.
How about that? NASCAR on Speed.
Like that.
That's cool.
There.
Yeah. You know, Kelly, you were talking about the divisions you've raced in, but the one that caught my eye the most was in 2006. You ran the ASA Late Model Series, 17 starts, 7 wins, 17 top 10s, Rookie of the Year, and the Series Championship all in one year.
Yeah, it was a great year. It was actually the first year that I've actually ever driven for someone. Everything before that was family owned, and it was a good series where you got into.
Don't mind that guy that talks in your ear. He counts backwards a lot.
Yeah, no, it was a great series because it was on a radio tire, and it was a spec car, so everyone in the series had the same ability to build the same car. And they had a $1 limit on the shocks, $1 limit on the transmission, $1 limit on the rear end. Everything that you could possibly do in this car, anyone could build. And that's what made it so interesting. So it came down to the people you had working for you and the driver in the car leading the way. And we had a great year. I mean, I think qualified in the top 10 every single race. Our worst finish was 7th for the whole year. And won, like you said, 7 races. Won a couple other races on the side that we actually, big specials we went to and did. And won the points championship and Rookie of the Year all in one. And I mean, it was a great year racing.
You and I were talking during the break, and I asked you, you know, like anybody else, you always wonder, Who kind of discovered you? You told me who?
Fatback, Michael McSwain, I think, is the person that led on to me initially. And he actually invited me in 2006, the Brickyard weekend, to come down to Indy and talk with him. And that was right when our ASA season was getting near to finishing up. So went down there, spent the whole weekend there, talked with those guys, and met Eddie and Len Wood and Tad and Jody Schichter. And a week and a half later, flew down to Charlotte and met with all the people there at Wood Brothers JTG Racing at the time. And went in there all by myself, and there's about 8 of them on the other side of the table. And pretty much had to sell them, tell them I wanted to drive the car, and that I was their guy. And was it about 2 days later, I had a contract in the email saying that they wanted me to come drive, and started right away by going to Talladega, getting in an ARCA car, and then going to Atlanta in a truck for my first race, which was interesting, and got a jump start on it, and that led into 2007.
I remember the first time I got to meet with the Wood Brothers, and it is intimidating the first time, but they're such nice people, and they taught me so many things off the racetrack as they did on the racetrack. Where does that rank at as far as, I always remember the first time an owner called me, like as far as big breaks in racing. Where do you think this, as far as the Junior Motorsports deal compared to the Wood Brothers deal, to the JTG, what do you think was the biggest thing that, hey, Kelly Bires is now on the map?
Man, there's a ton of people that have helped me out in my racing career get to this point, and I think it's a combination of every single one of them to lead up to, without the one behind it, there wouldn't have been to get the opportunity to the next person, and to get up the ladder more. And a huge break was obviously with the Wood Brothers and JTG Racing to get into NASCAR, with off talent, and not having parents didn't have a lot of money or something that you could come in there and write a check and say, here, we want my kid to race. I mean, it was pretty much I had to do it or I wasn't going to do it. I'd be back in Wisconsin working a regular job. So, that was, I think, a huge jump. And then the opportunity with Junior Motorsports, I think, is what's going to elevate me to be able to run for a championship or be a championship contender and win races.
And real quickly, this is the first winter in a long time. It's almost like you're going to be able to enjoy the holidays, relax and breathe for a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. We've been working really hard the last 2 months, getting prepared and making all the transition stuff and getting a jump start. So we get a good break during the off season.
You going to wind up living in one of Junior's apartments over close to
we'll see.
Motorsports?
He might go eat on a boat later on, like Bobby.
Kelly, thanks a lot, man. I know
Hey,
the future
I appreciate
looks
it.
bright, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.